Hi there, it's Rob from Gym 10. Hope you're well. Welcome to this restorative stretch class. It's entitled, Are You Getting Too Hunched? What I mean by that is, are you getting too round here in the upper body? And if you are, there's a couple of things that are going to be wrong. One is your foot positioning, so you might be a little bit too averted to your feet pointing out to the side. That's going to allow you to knee flex, come forward. It's going to allow your hips to go back. It's going to give you an extension of your spine, and it's going to get you to round through because your body wants to be here. Doesn't like to be here because otherwise you fall back. So grab yourself a pint of water. Let's talk some more. Cheers. Take a sip, look around your lips, hydrate. Stick your water down safe into the side. Let's work through this class. And for this training session, you're going to need a nice thick mat. You're going to need to be able to get down onto the floor, so you probably need a cushion to go underneath or a pillow to go underneath your knees. From here, stick some nice quiet music on. As always, let people know you take part in the training session. Let's go for it. So finding a space, check on one way, check around the other, make sure you've got plenty of room. From here, we're just going to stretch and reach. Now, the key element here is that we are looking to get a nice straight line from our ankle, through our knee, through our hips, through to our shoulders, and then our ear into the position. Now, me personally, I stand very hunched and very kyphotic, so I'm rounded here. So we're going to be working on some thoracic exercises. So that's the kind of the top element of the spine. So the one underneath the cervical axis. So big stretches, big reaches. Nice. Now as you're doing this, allow the pelvis to just tilt and tilt. Keep working it through. Slow it down. Take some nice, slow, big, deep breaths. And move. From here, we're going to roll our shoulders. So we're going to bring our hands down by our side, and we're going to roll and roll. And all we're trying to do here is get these muscles to engage, to wake up, to get the joints to move, to get some synovial fluid pumping into those joints to help make them a little bit more fluid, a little bit more liquid. From here, we're going to forward flex, roll up and over. Up and over, up and over. From here, we're going to circle up high and then slowly back down again. Again, check your feet position, keep that fist gap apart, and really force yourself to stand tall. Take the head back a little bit. Now, keep working on this movement. And if you've got a mirror or a window beside you can see reflection in, just have a look at where your jaw is. Is it here? Is it forward? Is it too far back? Or is it in the middle? See what you can see. Can you get yourself to where it should be, nice and neutral? And that might make you feel some aches and pains somewhere else, either in your body, in your abdominals, in between your ribs, who knows, you're unique. From there, we're going to place our right hand across our tummy. We're going to circle as big as we can with the left arm. Now, if that means you have to rotate your pelvis to achieve it, so be it. There's no right or wrong in this class. Nobody's body is exactly perfect. Now, as we're doing this arm movement, the thumb comes up high, at the top point it turns so the little finger comes through. So thumb lead, turn at the top, the little finger lead. And allow rotation here of the whole of the arm. Now, as you're working through this move, you've got big toe, little toe, square down to the floor, glutes perfectly engaged. Arm moving nice. From here, we're going to change the direction of it. We're just trying to lift our body, working it hard. Now again, as we're turning, the thumb leads us to the ceiling. And you can work with the thumb facing down to the floor, or you can turn so the little finger goes to the floor. So personally, I prefer to turn here, so the thumb leads up to the top, and turn at the top so the little finger leads down as we're chopping down to the ground. And try it different ways as well. So it could be that you're turning your thumb away, or it could be that you're turning your thumb in. Now you get to a point you might find you can't go any further, so you know that you have to work the other way. Shake it up. Let's change up. Let's just come into an abduction here for a moment. Drive your pelvis forward. Now, if you're doing this nicely with your chin in alignment, you might find your pelvis wants to tuck in a little bit further. So here we go. We're now going to lift, thumb lead up to the ceiling, turn, little finger come behind. Thumb lead, turn, little finger return. Lift, turn and reach. Go again. Lift, turn and reach. Let's go. 5 more here. 4 more here. 3 more here. Any sport that involves you using your hands, your arms, and your shoulders, this is a must. Change it around, change direction. Chop down, little finger to the floor. Rotate. And move, rotate again. Lift thumb up behind, turn finger, chop down again. Turn, turn, turn the hand, turn the hand. Turn the hand again, turn the hand again. 1 more. All about generating as much movement as you can. Shake it out. You're going to swing your arms. So they go across in the middle and pump them away. Just make sure you're not going to hit anything because you're going to take your arms a little bit wider now. Really drive up. Now again, you work at your level, keep going, okay? As you're working through that cross, as you're pushing out, give a little bit of a knee flex. See if you can get a bit more drive. You might be finding all sorts of things going on. Now take a note as to how high your hands are going. Are they parallel? Mine are not. Look, this hand is higher than this hand. I know I've got to now reach higher with my left, okay? Have a little gauge. What's happened with your arms? Can you get them all the way to the top? And if you're getting to here and you're quitting, that's cool. You know you've got a problem, you need to go and get a consultant. So go and have a chat with a friendly osteopath, a chiropractor, sports therapist, somebody that can really help you. Take a bit of pressure off the NHS and keep working yourself. Get the right advice. 2 more. 1 more. And we'll shake it up. Good work. Okay, so grabbing yourself a mat. Okay, so as usual, if you struggle with your knees, grab yourself a pillow, a cushion, place it down on the floor. Okay, so from here, we're going to crouch down. So my camera will follow. So if you can, you're going to sit on the back of your heels. The knees are going to be nice and relaxed. If you struggle in the kneeling position, grab a pillow, cushion, whatever you've got, and sit down as deep as you can. Now, there could be a couple of things restricting you here, of course. It could be your ankle mobility, it could be your knee mobility, it could be your hip mobility. Okay, from here, you bring your hands on your thighs, you're just going to rock side to side. Okay, now this might seem mad for a class that's all about shoulder mobility, but if you take the extremes where they are, you make a symmetrical line, midpoint's got to be the pelvis, right? So one end has got to be the toes, so one end has got to be the top of your shoulders and straight your neck area. So I'm a big believer that there is connective fibre all the way through from our toes to our ears. So as a result, we're going to work in this position here to start with. Because if we can make our ankles move and our toes move, and we're making our knees move, making our hips move, making our lower back move, we're going to free something up in the shoulders. So something that's causing you to be tight here. From here, we're going to walk through into our press-up position on our knees. We're going to work through what's called a cat-cow. We're going to drop our big toe, little toe down to the floor. We're going to arch our back, lifting our chin up. We're going to screech through the cat, drop our chin on the chest, and if you want to, you can walk up onto your knuckles here to try and get as much movement through that shoulder as possible. Drop back again, curl through the spine, feel big toe, little toe down to the floor again, arch again, roll through the shoulders. And as always, trying to get as much movement as you can, keeping yourself as supple as possible. So all of these movements here are designed to work the flexion and extension of the thoracic and cervical aspects of your spine, whilst also working a bit of the lower lumbar area. So we take the top of the spine where it joins your skeleton to your head, into our cervical vertebrae. We're then going to go down a little further into the thoracic where we're working at the moment. Thoracic is all about the thoral area of our body, how we help breathe. Now, as you're working through this, as you come through into this cat position here, walk your hands a little bit closer to your knees and really pull up high and hold. We're going to drop your chin as deep as you can through your body. Feel your big toe to your little toe ground to the floor. Now, check. Are your knees a fist gap apart? If they're not, tuck them in and arch a little bit further. You can gently assist if you have the core strength and stability here to make an L shape with your hand and your two knees. From here, you can bring your hand gently to support the back of your head, just pulling on the nape of it here and dropping your chin down. It's going to give you an extension of the upper vertebrae of your spine. Certainly into the cervical aspect of it. It's going to feel a lovely big stretch through the rhomboid, probably a bit of lordosis scap, and the rhomboids and multifidus along isthmus. As we come out of that, bring your knuckles back to the ground and arch your back again. Lift your chin up, walk your hands forward 2 steps or 2 fist gaps forward. From here, arch your back again, and this time you want to make sure that your shoulders are over your fists. You're going to turn your knuckles of your foot if they haven't done so already, so that your big toe to your little toe are flared down to the floor. You want to make sure that the weight distribution between each foot is equal. As we do this, we're now going to push back without moving our arms. So we're going to push our bottom back as far as we can. Getting a lovely big stretch here. You might find this is squeezing the side of your tummy muscles, perhaps into what's called the QL, the quadratus lumborum, or it might be getting you a little bit into your obliques. Whichever it is for you, it's unique to you. Shake it out, walk your hands back. Again, at least 2, maybe 3 fists. Check your knee position again and arch your spine. Drop your chin down on your chest and feel that lovely curvature of your spine. From here, we'll bring one hand over the top. You're going to feel a bit of lengthening here. We're going to bring the hand back down again. Shake the head, come forward, at least 2 fist gap. Really lift the chin up this time. And this time, I want you to draw thrust your chin away whilst trying to keep your arms as straight and as long as possible. From here, you're going to extend your bottom behind you as far as you can. and release. Coming back to sitting on your heels, chin up, chest up. From here, we're going to come back to all fours. And this time we're going to turn our left hand through our body to thread the needle. Great way of extending the shoulder through. Now what happens to your feet, your knees is entirely relevant to you. The feet come together, that's fine as you rotate through. If your feet stay where they are, ideal as well. Now you've reached through, your palm is facing up to the ceiling. Getting an extension through that lower back. An extension all the way through that shoulder as well. From here, press on the arm, on the right hand, and take yourself back into extension. Shake up the hips, take the pressure off the right arm, place it through, the left hand is going to support you. Again, we're going to turn, so the whole of the right shoulder is down and crossed over the floor. The palm is still facing up to the ceiling. You'll find a little bit of a stretch and a lengthening out of the lower back. Maybe on top of the hip as well. Certainly feel an extension through the shoulder blades. Push on the left hand only and stretch and take yourself back into all fours. We're going to do one more on each side. So again, we put pressure on the right hand. The back of the left knuckles are facing down to the ground. The palm is facing into the ceiling. We've got a nice rotation through the torso. Nice big stretch through the lower back. A nice big stretch opening up the shoulder blades as well. And you might find if you've got the strength, you might be able to drop the right forearm down to the floor. Be careful so you're not putting too much or any pressure through that shoulder. The left shoulder is completely relaxed. Forehead is side to the floor. Slowly come back up that. Press up on that right hand. Release out the left. Again, reach and rotate through. Again, palm facing up to the ceiling, back of the knuckles down to the ground. And again, if you want to, so you can drop your left elbow down to the floor. If you feel like your shoulder, right shoulder, is completely supported by the side of your head and your forearm resting on the floor. Now, as you get through here, wiggle your fingers on both arms, and then also see if you can relax so you're onto the forearm of the left arm. But the stretch is there predominantly in the shoulder, but it really is helping the frontal plane movement of the spinal plexus of your thoracic spine. From here, we're going to drop back into child's pose. We're going to stick our feet together, take the knees out wide. Work the fingers out nice and wide for a lovely deep stretch all the way through the back, specifically the lower back as we reach our arms forward even further and kind of creeping your hands away whilst keeping your backside back, your tailbone over your heels. Should feel like a really nice deep stretch. Way to close your eyes, take a slow deep breath in for 4. And slowly deep breath out for 4. Work again, slow deep breath in for 4. Slow deep breath out for 4. Slowly walking your hands back to your knees. Take yourself up through into kneeling. Really good stuff. Roll your shoulders out, forwards, roll your shoulders back. We're going to finish with one stretch more. We're going to come through into standing, finding a gap in the wall. We're going to place our hands so it's up at our shoulder height here. We're We're going to now take a step in so that the right leg is in against the wall. So my right arm is up against the wall here. And we're going to tuck our elbow and dip to the side. I've got my right leg square in against the wall and the knee as well. And from here, I'm just going to tilt and turn and look over that left shoulder. Now, depending on your flexibility, will depend on if you can take your head back, lifting through your chest and opening up these pectoral fibers. Keep that hip driven into the wall here. From there, release, roll that shoulder, change sides. Been very rigid, bring it back to you. But again, we're going to make sure that heel's into the ground, head of that shoulder into the wall. I'm going to look over my right shoulder, open up the chest muscles. And then slowly releasing. Wow. What an awesome workout. Shake out your shoulders, roll them forwards, roll backward, check your posture. How are you standing? Good work. Try and get that straight line from your ear through your shoulder, through your hips, through your knees, through your toes. Right through the midpoint of your coaching. So, wow, what a class. Gosh, you'll sometimes come out of this class feeling a bit lightheaded at the end of it, so that's you as well. Do make sure you drink plenty of water. The lips are really, really dry, so that's telling me I'm a bit dehydrated as well. So I'm going to drink a lot of water at the moment. As always, if you found that useful, please do get in contact if I can help you. Did on replay, hashtag replay, did live, did hashtag live for me. Let me know you get as much contact as possible. Always keeps me enthused to see how you're getting on. Okay, really, really well trained. If I can help, get in contact. If you know that I can help somebody else, or your colleagues at work, or your family, or whatever, please do send it out to them. Let's get training. Good work. From there, grab yourself some water. Really, really well trained. I'll see you next time for next one. Cheers. Awesome. Best work behind the scenes.